In this intense August stretch, secrets are exposed, rivalries deepen, and shocking betrayals threaten to tear the Deshmukh family apart. Just when things seem to settle, a new storm arrives, testing love, loyalty, and limits. Today we will dive into the Soulmates Teasers from 16-31 SD August 2025 updates. Stay tuned. Saturday, August 16th, 2025. Sachin is stunned when he finds Tejas humiliating himself by begging on the streets. Deeply disturbed, he brings him back home and questions what has driven him to such desperation. Renuka is shocked and heartbroken by the sight of Tejas in such a state. She struggles to hide her emotions as the entire household quietly processes the fall from pride. Later, when Riya and Akash return, Renuka manages to collect herself and warmly welcomes them home, trying to focus on the positives. As the family reconnects with Riya and Akash, the air momentarily lightens. However, Sachin can't shake off the unease he feels about Tejas' behavior. The sight of his brother begging leaves a lasting impact on him, stirring worry about what might come next. Meanwhile, Renuka silently wonders if her son's choices are becoming a burden for the entire family, but refrains from saying anything harsh for the time being. Sunday, August 17th, 2025. Roshni sees an opportunity to strike and encourages Renuka to lodge a complaint against Siyali's flower shop, citing it as a disturbance. Renuka, still bitter towards Siyali, agrees. Soon after, the municipality arrives, and Joy gleefully follows them as they shut down Siyali's shop. Siyali is heartbroken and pleads with the officers, but they ignore her. As the shutters fall on her shop, Siyali watches helplessly, her dreams crushed in moments. Joy's smug expression only adds fuel to her despair. The betrayal from the people around her becomes even more unbearable, but she refuses to cry in front of them. With nowhere else to turn, she returns home, shaken and unsure of what comes next. Monday, August 18th, 2025. Siyali breaks down as she revisits the now-closed shop that once gave her purpose. But Sachin stands beside her, reminding her of her strength and how far she's come despite everyone rooting against her. His words breathe life into her fading spirit. He tells her that the fight isn't over, and he's with her no matter what. Encouraged by Sachin's unwavering support, Siyali begins to see hope again. While the pain of loss lingers, his belief in her pushes her to stand back up. She wipes her tears and decides to start over, determined to rebuild what was stolen from her. Not just the shop, but her dignity. Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. To give Siyali a fresh start, Sachin plans to surprise her by purchasing a scooter that will help grow her flower business. He carefully begins looking at his savings, thinking of how he can manage the expenses. Meanwhile, Renuka assigns Roshni a spiritual task, a difficult vow that might bring divine favor in securing her father's release. Roshni accepts the vow, but beneath her surface devotion, she grows increasingly anxious about the mounting pressure. Sachin, on the other hand, is excited about the scooter plan, silently hoping that his small gesture will reignite Siyali's passion. Both families prepare for Holi in their own ways, with unspoken tensions bubbling just beneath the surface. Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. Preparations for Holi are underway at the Deshmukh house, and Savitri assigns specific roles to Siyali, Roshni, and Riya. While Siyali and Riya begin their tasks sincerely, Roshni deliberately ruins the food being prepared, hoping to create confusion and avoid suspicion from Renuka. Amid the flurry of tasks, no one realizes the mischief Roshni has caused. Her act is cunningly disguised under a smile and helpful gestures. Siyali remains unaware that her own efforts will likely be blamed for the spoiled food. The house is festive, but undercurrents of deceit and jealousy continue to run deep. Thursday, August 21st, 2002. 5. Sachin and Paresh are both taken aback when Renuka unexpectedly joins Siyali in preparing the traditional Holi colors. Her rare act of kindness stuns them, but Siyali chooses to see it as a small step toward acceptance. For the first time in a while, a sliver of warmth returns to the household. Later, the Deshmukh family gathers for Holi Kadahan, and the celebration is filled with joy, games, and playful competition. Despite the smiles and laughter, unspoken tensions still linger, particularly between Roshni and Siyali. But for one night, everyone allows themselves to live in the moment. Friday, August 22nd, 2025. Sachin participates in a spirited kabaddi match organized for Holi and wins against tough opponents. His victory earns him a cash prize, which he immediately uses to surprise Siyali with a brand new scooter. Siyali is overwhelmed and can't hold back her emotions. This act of love becomes a turning point in her journey. The scooter isn't just a vehicle. It's a symbol of a fresh start, freedom, and belief. Siyali promises herself to grow her business bigger and better, no matter how many obstacles come her way. Saturday, August 23rd, 2025. Roshni, always on edge around Riya, tries to provoke her by dragging Joy and Sachin's names into the conversation. But Riya, surprisingly composed, doesn't give her the reaction she wants. Instead, she turns her attention to Tejas, questioning him about his job prospects and his recent involvement with the scam. As tensions rise between Riya and Tejas, their argument exposes cracks in their relationship. Riya, unwilling to let things slide, joins Tejas in tracking down the scammer. Meanwhile, Roshni fumes silently, both her manipulation and attempts at drama having failed miserably. Sunday, August 24th, 2025. The Deshmukhs visit a temple as part of fulfilling Renuka's religious vow for Roshni's father. Everything seems peaceful until the priest unexpectedly asks Roshni to state her father's full name for the offering. Panic takes over her face, and the entire family notices. Roshni stutters, caught completely off guard. Her hesitation sparks suspicion in Renuka's eyes, but before more questions can follow, Roshni quickly changes the subject. Still, the damage is done. Her behavior leaves a cloud of doubt August 25th, over the 2025. Renuka reminds everyone about Roshni's fast and strictly bans any non-vegetarian food in the house. As Roshni tries to complete a rangoli in the living room, she starts feeling dizzy from hunger. Siyali notices her struggling and helps her without judgment, even stopping her from breaking her fast. Though touched by Siyali's gesture, Roshni doesn't say a word. Her silence speaks volumes, and even Siyali doesn't push for gratitude. As the day passes, Siyali reflects on how kindness always seems to be punished in this house, but still chooses compassion over conflict. Tuesday, August 26th, 2025. Tejas and Roshni catch up with Isha to confront her about the missing money. They demand she return what she took, and Isha finally admits her wrongdoing. She promises to repay them with interest to avoid legal trouble. Meanwhile, Siyali is devastated when she finds her scooter missing from outside the shop. She immediately informs Sachin, who rushes to help her trace the vehicle. With every new challenge, Siyali begins to feel like fate is testing her beyond her limits. But Sachin's quick action keeps her from sinking into despair. The scooter had meant everything to her, and its loss feels deeply personal. Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. Sachin and Siyali retrieve their stolen scooter from the police station after an exhausting ordeal. While Siyali breathes a sigh of relief, Sachin starts to sense something odd about Tejas and Roshni's story concerning the stolen money. Their nervousness and vague answers raise doubts in his mind. He doesn't confront them immediately but stores the suspicion for later. Meanwhile, Siyali tries to get back to business as usual, happy to be reunited with her scooter. But both of them sense that things in the house are far from peaceful. Thursday, August 28th, 2025. Roshni loses her temper and lashes out at Siyali, accusing Sachin of being jealous of Tejas' recent earnings. Her words are harsh, aimed at hurting, but Siyali remains calm, unwilling to fall into another trap of chaos and blame. Meanwhile, Riya, quietly observing the situation, shifts her focus to her own family goals. She encourages Akash to start planning for a baby, believing that maybe creating something new will heal what's been lost. The Deshmukh house remains tense, a place of shifting alliances and quiet hope. Friday, August 29th, 2025. Tejas dreams of wealth and prestige, becoming obsessed with achieving success at any cost. Unbeknownst to him, Chitta and his gang begin planning a trap for Sachin. Later, they secretly film Sachin and doctor the footage to make it look like he was driving under the influence. The video spreads like wildfire, and Sachin is clueless about the storm headed his way. Meanwhile, Siyali enjoys a moment of peace, unaware that her partner's character is about to be publicly shredded by a vicious lie. Saturday, August 30th, 2025. The fake video of Sachin driving drunk goes viral and causes an uproar. The Deshmukh house is thrown into chaos. Renuka and Roshni lash out at Siyali, accusing her of covering up his behavior and further tarnishing the family name. Sachin tries to explain, but no one listens. Siyali, stunned and heartbroken, realizes how quickly the world turns on the innocent. The foundations of trust in the house begin to shake, and this time, it might be beyond repair. Sunday, August 31st, 2025. Siyali pleads with Renuka to hear Sachin out, but her cries fall on deaf ears. Renuka and Roshni unleash a torrent of blame on her, calling her the root of every problem. Sachin, humiliated, withdraws into silence as Chitta celebrates behind the scenes. Despite the storm, Paresh quietly begins investigating who might be behind the doctored video. He suspects there's more than meets the eye. Meanwhile, Siyali steels herself to stand by Sachin no matter what. If the world has turned against them, she promises it won't break them. As August ends, hearts are broken, reputations are on the line, and the family is more divided than ever. But in the midst of all this chaos, who's really pulling the strings? And who will survive what's coming next?